Hi, we are your Houston chiropractors. I'm Dr. Greg Johnson, and this is
Dr. Tristan Wendt.
And we're coming to you from Advanced Chiropractic Relief in Houston, Texas, and we are experts in the science, art, and philosophy of chiropractic care, and we practice that on our patients every single day. Amber's been a patient here for years, right, Amber?
5 years.
5 years now. And she's actually going to go to Palmer College of Chiropractic and become a chiropractor as well. So we're really proud of her for doing that. Palmer is the first and largest chiropractic college in the world, and a lot of people seek out Palmer graduates to get their adjustments from because they know they're the best.
Yes.
And you know, the science is our education and our training and knowing the newest scientific research available. And Dr. Wendt can testify that we've gone over the research that's coming out on a daily basis.
Absolutely, every single morning.
Yep.
And shout out to Dr. Heidi Horvick too, who's doing some
Yes.
of that leading research in chiropractic.
Yeah,
at New
she's
Zealand
really
Chiropractic
cutting
College.
edge.
Yes, sir. Reality Check is one of her most recent books that
Yeah.
helps explain the entire subluxation
For the layperson
complex.
as well.
Yes, and it makes it very, very interesting and very easy to understand. So if you guys are interested in learning more about it, and Amber, it's something I recommend to you as well. It's called the Reality Check
Yeah.
by Dr. Heidi Horvick.
I actually have a signed copy of it from her
Yes, sir.
because I know Heidi. And she's actually going to be doing some of the research and studies on our technique and integrating that into the research affecting brain, because we now know scientifically that the chiropractic adjustment of the vertebral subluxation complex affects the brain and neurophysiology and neuroplasticity. That's
Like we discussed this morning
sophisticated
too,
science.
we didn't always have the same tools to see those things,
Right.
and now that those tools are available, it's
Yep.
great that people like Dr. Heidi Horvick are out there
Yep.
taking all these amazing resources and really digging down and finding out what a subluxation is and what is
That's right.
going on through the chiropractic adjustment.
I
And
want to
think-
acknowledge Imran Kazi
Yeah.
down there too.
Yes,
That's
sir.
also her head research assistant guy that she works with all the time. He's a PhD, and Heidi is a chiropractor and a PhD neurophysiologist. So she is bringing the world scientific evidence that's published in peer-reviewed journals that adjustments of the chiropractic vertebral subluxation complex affects the brain and neurophysiology that affects our adaptation to our environment as human beings.
Yes, sir.
And that's really what it's all about, because our
Absolutely.
brain's constantly adapting to our environment, whether that's internal or external.
Yes, sir. And those are the same things that we preach to our patients
Yes.
when they come in here, because not only are we adjusting them, but we're also giving the information that they need
Yep.
to take with them to add those
Educate.
tools to their toolbox and help themselves when they're outside this office as well.
And
So
I
it's-
take a great deal of pride in knowing that we have been the YouTube chiropractic channel of education
Yes, sir.
over these many years. We're not just throwing people on there with yoga pants and big breasts to
Giant
get
microphones
views.
or any of
Yeah,
that
we're
kind of
not
stuff.
buying new mics or anything like. We're bringing it raw chiropractic, pure chiropractic to you, because all we do here is adjust. And I have had the privilege and honor of having Dr. Tristan Wendt as my protege these past 7 years.
Yes, sir.
And he became a chiropractor, a Palmer graduate chiropractor, as a result of his experience here in this office receiving this technique.
Much like Amber,
Yeah.
I came into this office seeking help. I needed help. I sought other physical therapists, chiropractors, neurosurgeons,
Yep.
you name it. I had gone to them to find help for disc herniations in my low
Yep.
back with sharp shooting pain, and nobody was able to provide those answers for me. And I found a YouTube video one day doing my research, going down the rabbit holes of YouTube,
Yep.
found Dr. Johnson, and came in for that very first treatment. And after that first treatment, after my very first ring dinger specifically, that pain completely went away. Went downstairs, called my neurosurgeon, canceled that appointment because I knew this is exactly the treatment that I wanted to pursue, and then the same profession that I wanted to
Yeah.
pursue because of the impacts that this had on my life. I
So,
got-
the transition of my 41-year practice to Dr. Tristan Wendt is something that it takes time and it takes effort, but he has the education and the knowledge and the experience in doing these three-dimensional XYZ adjustments, Johnson BioPhysics, and especially the ring dinger. Now, Amber's had the ring dinger from me and from Dr. Tristan, and he's gonna do her ring dinger today, and then I'm gonna adjust her on the BioPhysics table.
Because we're gonna be in here tag teaming patients.
Yeah.
So
So what would you have to share with our YouTube audience about your experience here at our office with the both of us?
Yeah. So I watched Dr. Johnson's videos for about 8 months on YouTube. I had just severe lower back pain, didn't really know what to do. He was the first chiropractor I had ever seen. And I mean, it was just instant relief, just like everyone says.
Yep.
So, but
Yeah, that's not a line on a video, is it?
no.
I mean, people say
No.
that all the time.
Yeah.
those are the real life
No.
experiences.
People actually leave here crying because they
Yeah.
have been pain-free for the very first time in years, and they didn't realize that that could even
Yeah.
be a thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And how
Yeah.
simple
Yeah.
some of the procedures could be to help them get to that
Right.
point.
Yeah.
And so,
Although there's nothing simple about any of this.
right.
It's simple to us because we've been doing it for a while.
Absolutely, yes sir.
Yeah.
That's the 8 years of learning from
Yeah.
you.
You don't want to let just anybody start wrapping a towel around your neck and yanking on you.
No.
No.
Because that's not the same thing as a ring dinger, true ring dinger, which is the Johnson Y-axis adjustment. That's how it's going to be referenced in the literature.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is definitely, I mean, it is the real deal. So there's,
Yep.
So we're gonna show them
Let's
how we
show
do
them
that
how we
this-
do that
Yes
then.
sir. Look at us.
You get started. We're going to tag team Amber today.
So Amber, I'll have you go butt right here, head up this way. And again, Amber, something that I like to talk about too with patients and on the videos as well is a lot of the things that you don't see on video are the detailed histories, the
Yes.
exams, the orthopedic neurological tests that we do on all of our patients.
That's right.
Before we ever even touch them, before we
Yeah.
even palpate their spine.
We make sure they're candidates for this type of adjustment.
We have so many patients that come in that say, oh yeah, I went to my chiropractor a couple months ago, a couple weeks ago, and they just asked where I was hurting and laid me down. Yeah, I'll scoot down just a little bit. See, Amber already knows. There you go. They asked me where I hurt, laid me down, adjusted me here, adjusted me there, and then said come back next week. Well, that's not
Or
what you...
usually 3 times a week.
Yeah, or usually 3 times a week. Well, I guess we should get a towel, huh?
That's the other advantage of this office is that we don't put people on
Yeah.
long.
Tighten up a little more. Yeah.
They're on the schedules.
going up high today.
Gotta get you up to my height. That's the other beautiful thing about this table Dr. Johnson has designed. There we go. Thank you, Dr. J.
bet.
Lift that head for just 1 second, Miss Amber, and then I'm gonna get all this hair off from underneath you. Good. How you keep those teeth together so you don't bite that tongue. Nice deep breath in through the nose, all the way out. Yes,
Ooh.
ma'am. Home run.
Yep.
Alright. And look,
Amazing.
we don't do this to check for upper motor neuron lesions,
No.
to see if we've decapitated the
Or
patient or
Herman's-
anything like
the
that.
Herman's sign, that's ridiculous.
Yep, we don't do that for any other reason. To show you guys that the patient's still kicking. So-
Yeah. Plus it's fun.
Plus it's fun. And a lot of times we will explain to patients too what are reflexes. I've had patients even ask me in the last couple weeks that are interested in learning about more of the things that we're doing here. I'll shut up for this one. Good. That's all right. Oh yeah.
There you go. Well, also, I think a lot of patients definitely notice it because when we do their reflexes on their orthopedic neurological examination and then they get this adjustment and we do them immediately after, they can see the improvement in that reflex, which is a sign of neurophysiological, the activity. We're affecting the neurophysiology to that muscle group, the patellar reflex specifically for that one.
That's why sometimes we tell patients they're kicking even higher after they leave office.
That's right. But it's not a pathological reflex, it's just a reflex. I mean, pathological reflex is hyperreflexia. You got hyperreflexia, you normally would have a upper motor neuron lesion that's responsible for that, but there are other tests that we run to see if that's an upper motor neuron lesion or not, because some people's reflexes vary. There, one more.
I had a patient in a few weeks ago who had global hyperreflexia,
Yeah.
but they reported that they've had that since childhood, and so that's just a
Right.
normal finding for that
The
patient.
variant, yep. That hurt at all, Amber? Tighten up.
A little tired.
Okay. You know what happens when people tell me it's still tight?
I like the elbow.
I know, everybody does.
I like the elbow. You know I had that SOA syndrome in July.
Mm-hmm.
There's still kind of got a little inflammation from that down there.
That's overused in a lot of evaluations, though it's not always the psoas that's the cause. It's usually the biomechanics and the neurophysiology that makes the psoas weak. Wouldn't you agree, Dr. Wendt?
Yes, sir.
There's always a cause and effect relationship
Absolutely.
in the biomechanics of the spine, pelvis, and nervous system.
And that's what we do here is we find the causes of what's going on,
That's right.
not just covering up.
And we
the
adjust
symptoms
everything
or-
so we don't miss anything. We adjust cervical, thoracic, lumbar spine, and pelvis, as well as extremities. So we are stimulating neurophysiological afferent impulses that come out of those mechanoreceptors.
flooding the brain with proprioceptive
Yep.
information.
Yeah. Okay, slide down just.
Which is exactly all the research we talked about with
Yep.
Dr. Heidi Horvick. So.
Yep. There you go. You can relax your hands there. Yes, ma'am.
Nice.
That was needed. Much needed.
Yeah, girl.
Everything went
Yes,
hip,
ma'am.
knee, ankle.
That's it.
That old man strength, huh?
Still there. I didn't forget how. This is ingrained into my neurophysiology.
Probably do it in your sleep. Huh?
Probably
Yeah,
have
I
done
was
it in
gonna
my sleep, actually. Renee tells me.
Wake up and you're doing a health history on Renee, huh?
Yeah.
She said I woke her up one night going over someone's x-rays.
Talking about research, I bet.
Maybe. There we go. Okay.
All right.
And we're gonna shoot you.
Stand back here with you guys.
You're standing up straight like a military woman.
Ready to go to Palmer now.
That's right. Patients who become chiropractors have usually had a resounding success with the chiropractic care that they've received. So they go into Palmer with a much deeper passion and knowledge quest.
That's the exact word I was about to use, was that passion.
Yeah.
That's what you really get when you have someone who's had that personal victory, much
That's
like
right.
myself. And I think that's really what's benefited me the most
Yes.
going into chiropractic school and starting my career, is that I know the effects of the adjustments that we do in this office. And so that's why for the last 7-8 years, I have really honed in on everything that you've taught me.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm replicating everything that you do in this office.
Yeah.
So again, I'll be here Monday through Friday. Monday through Thursday, I'll be here 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Fridays, we're here from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Dr. Johnson.
I'm in here from Monday through Wednesday. Y'all thought I was all retired and gone away. You're not gonna get rid of me that easy. But both of us are in here adjusting patients now for Advanced Chiropractic Relief. So go to advancedhoustonchiropractor.com, fill out a new patient or an existing patient request form, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.
So well, we look forward to seeing you here in Houston.
Yes,
At
sir.
Advanced Chiropractic Relief.
We are your Houston chiropractors. I'm Dr. Greg Johnson, and this is,
Dr. Tristan Wendt.
and we would love to see your back. See y'all soon.